The bond that was passed in November of 2015 included funds to increase the safety and security of every MCPS building, whether it's a school or an office building. So the bond is funding designs as well as installation of card key access systems, security camera systems, and eventually updated bell and paging systems inside of the buildings.
All right. Now, where is all this being obtained from? Are you looking at various vendors, or is it out for bid, or what?
Sure. Well, the district is compelled to comply with state law, which requires that if anything is a project over $80,000, that we go out to bid. And so we follow those RFP procedures that are included in state law. And we posted a bid for bell and paging systems as well as card key access and security cameras sometime earlier this fall. And this week, on Tuesday, at our public board meeting, the board approved having contract negotiations with the company that would provide the district with card key access and security cameras. So we don't know exactly what that contract's going to look like, but we've at least identified the winning bidder at this point.
And which one is that?
That is PhotoScan.
And where are they based?
That company, I believe, is based out of Missoula. They're called PhotoScan Northwest Incorporated, and a member of their team, I believe, was present at the board meeting. But I didn't actually look at those RFP reviews myself, so I'd have to follow up and find out exactly where all of their sites are located.
Sure. So what is the amount that we're looking at here for the contract?
You know, again, that's not something that I am in on as far as negotiating that contract. I'd imagine it'll be significant because we're talking about installing camera systems and card key access in about 21 locations around the district. But I don't have a sense of the dollar figure right now. If voters are interested in seeing what we had originally estimated security would cost across all of our buildings, they can check it out on our website at mcpsmt.org. I think it's important to remember that those were just estimates that were used before the election to help voters understand what are some of the components that made up the total of the $158 million. And at this point, we're talking about just approving the contract negotiations for one element of those security systems, which is the card key access and the security cameras. It'll also end up covering updated bell and paging and potentially some phone systems as well.
Yeah, I understand, too, that anything to do to increase security is going to make parents sleep a whole lot easier.
I agree. I think our parents were very much in support of the recommendations that were made in the fall of 2013 to the trustees from our Public Safety and Facilities Safety and Security Committee. And that was comprised of folks from law enforcement, parents, teachers, administrators, who got together to take a look at the current state of our buildings and make a set of recommendations to trustees for what they would recommend.
Fantastic. All right. Now, do we have any idea when, obviously this is just a first step in the process here, but how long it might take? I mean, some of this obviously has to do with new buildings that hadn't even been built yet.
That's right. So as new buildings get constructed, for example, Lowell and Franklin, we would anticipate that when they open in August of 2017, they would have their card key access and camera system in place. When it's a building that's being renovated, like Paxson or Rattlesnake, we're not sure that when they reopen in January with their full new addition open, that we'll actually have the card key access and cameras installed at that point. That's part of the negotiations with that vendor, and we'll be creating a timeline out of that conversation.
So let me ask one more quick question, and this is just more operational than anything else, Haddon. So when a visitor comes to a school that has these new security systems in place, will they come up against a locked door, or will they be able to walk in to where the office is, or how is this going to work?
That's a great question, Peter. I'm glad you asked it. Our intention when we redesigned the front entry of all of our buildings was to make that front entry area more safe and secure as well. So most of our projects are being designed so that the front entry door will be unlocked. People will be able to come in, be greeted by the main office, the secretary, whatever personnel is there. And then there's a second set of doors behind which student activity happens, and they would have to be buzzed in to pass that perimeter.